are joining. So I can see people are keep on joining. So yeah. So let's start with the basic understanding. What is recruitment? So by definition, recruitment is a process of finding the right candidate for your vacant positions so that you will have the right person for the right job. That's the basic understanding about recruitment. This is something where we are trying to attract the maximum qualified person in the recruitment process. See, giving an advertisement is a recruitment part. So what you are doing, you are giving an advertisement, and then you are trying to attract the maximum number of people. Whosoever is falling into the criteria, they can apply. And you will have a huge pool of resumes or the people who are interested in the job role which you have mentioned, who have the qualifications and skill set which you have mentioned in your job specification. So ideally, recruitment is a positive process where we try to maximize our reach. We give advertisement in magazines, in job portals, newspapers, maybe some your website, some other job portals, LinkedIn, social media. There are many ways by which we try to reach to the maximum number of qualified people who are available in the market for your those who have the matching qualification, experiences and all that related to your requirement. So that is why recruitment is called a positive process, where because here everybody is welcomed. Anybody who falls into the criteria can apply, while selection is just reverse to recruitment. Here we are trying to narrow down our approach. So from that largest pool of the people who we have attracted in the recruitment stage, we will cut down the number via different criterias of segregating the people, and we try to reach out to the minimum number of people who are the most eligible person for your requirement. That is why selection is called as a negative process, while recruitment is a positive process, because during the recruitment process everybody is welcomed, while in selection process we start cutting down the numbers. So in the recruitment process, if you have attracted 800 people, in the selection process you will opt for many stages to cut down the number, and you will probably want to cut down till 10. So from 800 you are reaching to 10 final people whom you would be finally calling for your maybe a final interview or final round of selection. So see how many people are getting rejected. Every stage many people are getting rejected. So that is why selection is a negative process, recruitment is a positive process. So as I've already explained, selection is the process in which we try to find out the best person who meets our requirement and criterias for our desired position. So that is the basic underlying definition of both the topics, and that's the basic difference between recruitment and selection. This is a process. So half of the process calls as the, in the recruitment process, we include all those activities which we incorporate to attract the number. So like advertisement and, giving your advertisement, identifying everybody, calling everybody, everybody is entertaining their question, their resumes, getting a bunch of resumes, having a special folder or special vertical in your organization. These are the people who are only related to attract the maximum number of possible candidates and to gather their information. Once you get all that information, then you start the selection process. The selection process starts with the first initial screening. Initial screening, we try to short out the resumes, or we try to short out the people who are not matching with your basic criteria, because sometimes you give advertisement, a lot of people applied who are either having below the desired qualification or above the desired qualification. So the idea here is we will do the first line of screening, and we will short down all those resumes which does not match to our requirement, the basic requirements. Let's say you want an MBA plus 2-year experience. So the ones who are pursuing MBA or just pass out or freshers will not be matching criteria. So you will cut down those number of resumes. So whatever criteria you have identified as a minimum passing criteria, based on that criteria, we do our first initial screening. After this initial screening, the ones who are failed for the minimum qualification gets rejected, and then you move to the completed application. At the second stage, you try to find out the complete information in the given application. If you have opted for a specific format, you want your employees to fill in that format, or let's say there is a form to fill, so whosoever filled out it completely. Or if you're not having any specific format or a structure, you might look for the complete information related to their candidature. So here we move ahead with the applications who are complete in all the manners. The ones who are not matching will go for the rejection. Then probably for some organization, for certain job roles, there might be an employment test. So as I mentioned, this is going to depend on your organization, your criteria, your country, your job roles. So many steps you can add on or remove. Employment test usually for the technical jobs, or usually for the job roles for freshers or for less experienced people, there might be certain type of written test or technical test or any employment test. So you go with that if it is there. If not, this step can be removed. The ones who fail will be a rejected applicant, and the ones who get qualified here will move to the second round. Now here you can have multiple rounds. You can have 2, 3 number of interviews. So like first round of interview, second round of interview, third round of interview, any number can be possible depending on your need requirements. So you sometimes organization have the first round with the let's say with the hiring manager, with the manager with whom you are going to work. Once the manager marks okay, the second round will be the panel members. So there will be 3, 4 people from different domains, from different hierarchy. They might judge you. Then third round maybe a HR round, where HR will check your feasibility of a better employee. So this depends again on the organization to organization. Nowadays the trend is having very less chances of getting an interview test, sorry, an employment test, and more chances of having multiple rounds of interviews. Again, matches to your organization, your country, the job role for which you are hiring. So you will go through all those process, and you will cut down the numbers in each process, and you will have final people who are finally qualified from the interview rounds. Now, the ones who are qualified from your interview rounds will get a conditional job offer. This conditional job offer is also an optional thing. There are organizations who won't go for any type of background or medical or background check, while there are other organizations who have this as a must criteria, that you need to go through a medical checkup or you need to go through a background examination. So if any such criteria are there, you are going to give them a conditional job offer. If there is no criteria, a final